April 6, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. New York Yankees right fielder Aaron Judge, 99, hits a two-run home run during the third inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Tommy Gilligan. USA Today Sports. Tommy Gilligan. When it comes to barrel per batted ball percentage, which measures exit velocity and launch angle, the Yankees lead the majors, while the Mets are second. The full leaderboard is below. 2019 team barrel per batted ball percent. A barrel https://t.co/b3 prexdatum C is the perfect combo of exit velo, launch angle. Best thing you can do, hey there, Big Apple. Not great, mile high. Pic.twitter.com/opmiamishes, Mike Petriello, @Mike_Petriello, April 11, 2019 for the Mets, Pete Alonso, whose exit velocity has averaged a ridiculous 94.8 mph, has a 37% barrel rate. Combine those two things and you get someone who has 5 homers and 6 doubles in his first 11 big league games. J.D. Davis, whose barrel rate is 20.8%, has Alonso beat an exit velocity, averaging 95.1 mph. For the Yankees, Aaron Judge has Alonso and Davis both beat with an average exit velocity of 97.8, though his barrel percentage is only 19.2. Gary Sanchez, who has clubbed 6 homers this season, has an average exit velocity of 94.1 and a tremendous barrel percentage of 31.3. Winter is here. With Game of Thrones set to return Sunday for its 8th and final season, New York athletes gave their predictions and talked about theories for how the saga will end. Click below. April 10, 2019, Houston, Texas, USA. New York Yankees manager Aaron Boone, 17, watches the game from the dugout against the Houston Astros during the 8th inning at Minute Maid Park. Mandatory credit, Eric Williams. USA Today Sports. Eric Williams, Andy Martino, SNY.TV, Twitter. If any Yankee fans were looking for Aaron Boone to call out his team or turn over a food table after the Houston Astros completed their sweep on Wednesday, they were once again disappointed by the even-tempered manager. And as unsatisfying as it might be for a bloodthirsty public, Boone was exactly right, both in style and substance, when he said the following: trainers examine New York Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez after he was injured playing against the Houston Astros in the 7th inning at Minute Maid Park. Thomas Shea, USA Today Sports. The Yankees are giving catcher Gary Sanchez as much rest as he needs so he avoids a significant trip to the injured list like last season. Sanchez, who was a designated hitter on Tuesday and pinch hit Wednesday, has been dealing with tightness in his legs for the past few days. This injury is not related to him taking a foul tip in the groin in Monday's game, however manager Aaron Boone said he would rather play it safe, especially with the Yankees off Thursday. With the off day, Thursday, and having a lot of guys down, it is probably best to try and grab a couple of days here while we can, Boone said, according to the New York Post's George A. King III. Just trying to be proactive. I want to make sure we are being smart about this and do all we can to keep him healthy. Making sure this doesn't become an issue. Yankees starting pitcher Luis Severino, Adam Hunger, USA Today Sports. The Yankees, 5-7, tied for second place in at least 4.5 games behind the Rays, are off on Thursday before opening a 3-game series against the White Sox on Friday at Yankee Stadium. Here's what went down on Wednesday, in case you missed it. During the Yankees' loss to the Astros, James Paxton made John Smoltz's recent prediction look bad. Greater than. Read more from John Harper. April 4, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. New York Yankees pitcher James Paxton, 65 pitches against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Mitch Stringer. USA Today Sports. Mitch Stringer, John Harper, SNY.TV, Twitter. While predicting greatness for James Paxton in the Bronx, John Smoltz offered high praise that Yankee fans actually might find insulting on Wednesday. Paxton failed to get out of the fifth inning against the Astros on Wednesday night in Houston, in what was his first big start for his new team. Smoltz's comments came hours before the lefty gave up 5 runs in 4.1 innings, as the Astros completed a 3-game sweep of the Yankees. April 10, 2019, Houston, Texas, USA, New York Yankees starting pitcher James Paxton, 65, delivers a pitch against the Houston Astros during the first inning at Minute Maid Park. Mandatory credit, Eric Williams, USA Today Sports, Eric Williams, Chris Carelli, SNY, TV Twitter, About Me, Archives, the Yankees lose to the Astros, 8-6, and are swept out of Minute Maid Ballpark. Greater than box score. 5 takeaways from Wednesday's game. 1. The Yankees need James Paxton to be a stopper. He couldn't quell the bleeding tonight. Paxton's ERA on the season rose to 6.00 after allowing 5 runs on 8 hits, including 2 home runs to Jose Altuve, and 3 walks. He labored through 95 pitches in just 4 innings of work. Simply put, Paxton has to better. He was brought in to sit atop the rotation and carry the club to the postseason. So far, Paxton has failed to live up to expectations. April 9, 2019, Houston, Texas, USA, New York Yankees designated hitter Gary Sanchez, 24, drives in 2 runs with an RBI double during the 6th inning against the Houston Astros at Minute Maid Park. Mandatory credit, Troy Tormina, USA Today Sports, Troy Tormina. The Yankees try to avoid getting swept as they take on the Astros in Houston at 7:40 p.m. Yankees notes, Gary Sanchez, who's off to a hot start with 6 home runs, is out of the lineup with tightness in his legs. He should be available to pinch hit if needed. Austin Rumini will start behind the plate. Greg Bird returns to the lineup at first base while Luke Voit moves back to DH. James Paxton makes his 3rd start with the Yankees. Click here to follow via SNY Game Day. Kim Clement, the Yankees remain the most valuable franchise in MLB, according to Forbes' latest valuations. At $4.6 billion, the Yankees are worth $1.3 billion more than the second most valuable team, the Dodgers. The valuation is up 15% from last year when the Yanks were worth $4 billion. The Red Sox, $3.2 billion, Cubs, $3.1 billion, and Giants, $3 billion, round out the top 5, with the Mets next at $2.3 billion. February 18, 2019, Tampa, Florida, USA, New York Yankees relief pitcher Dellin Betances, 68, throws to first base during spring training at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Mandatory credit, Butch Dill, USA Today Sports. Butch Dill, the Yankees were supposed to ride the strength of their bullpen to many victories this season, but instead it is coughing up leads on a regular basis. With right-handed reliever Dellin Betances on the injured list, the Yankees' pen has been somewhat porous, creating some short-term issues and, worse, setting the stage for potentially long-term effects. Obvious shortcomings. April 3, 2019, Bronx, NY, USA, New York Yankees pitcher Jonathan Loaisiga delivers a pitch during the first inning against the Detroit Tigers at Yankee Stadium. Mandatory credit, Gregory J. Fisher, USA Today Sports. Gregory Fisher. In need of a fresh arm after Tuesday's loss to the Astros, the Yankees optioned RHP Jonathan Loaisiga to AAA Scranton. Wilkes-Barre and called up RHP Joe Harvey to replace him. Harvey, 27, has tossed 2.1 scoreless innings this season for AAA. Posted a 1.67 ERA and 0.99 WHIP with 68 strikeouts in 59.1 innings, 43 games. Last season, split between AA Trenton and AAA. Luis Severino. John Harper, SNY.TV. Twitter, Brian Cashman has been talking up Domingo German, Jonathan Loaisiga, and Luis Cessa collectively as the under-the-radar cure for everything that ails the Yankees' pitching plans. Well, now we'll find out whether he really believes that. Or is the Yankee GM already plotting a way to trade for Madison Bumgarner? Clint Frazier, 77, mandatory credit. Kim Clement, USA Today Sports. Kim Clement. Clint Frazier had a rough day in the field for the Yankees in a 6-3 loss Tuesday night. On two separate occasions, once in the second inning and again in the seventh inning, the left fielder dove for two balls hit at him, but could not come up either one. Both were instances in which it was the first base runner of the inning, and both eventually came around to SCO. April 9, 2019, Houston, Texas, USA. New York Yankees relief pitcher Chad Green, 57, hands the ball to manager Aaron Boone, 17, during a pitching change in the eighth inning against the Houston Astros at Minute Maid Park. Mandatory credit. Troy Tormina, USA Today Sports. Troy Tormina, Chris Carelli, SNY, TV Twitter, About Me, Archives. The Yankees suffer a second straight late-inning loss to the Astros, 6-3, at Minute Maid Ballpark. 5 takeaways from Tuesday's game. 1. Rookie right-hander Jonathan Loaisiga looked great in the first inning, striking out the Astros in order. From there it was a bit of a different story, but not all of Loaisiga's doing, as his defense didn't make things any easier. Loaisiga tossed just 3 innings, allowing 2 runs on 4 hits, 2 walks, while striking out 5 batters. This was likely Loaisiga's final start with a big league club for a while, with CC Sabathia due back from the injured list by the time the spot comes back through the rotation. April 9, 2019, Houston, Texas, USA. New York Yankees starting pitcher Jonathan Loaisiga, 38, reacts after a strikeout during the first inning against the Houston Astros at Minute Maid Park. Mandatory credit. Troy Tormina, USA Today Sports. Troy Tormina. The Yankees announced that they have optioned Jonathan Loaisiga to AAA Scranton, Wilkes-Barre following their 6-3 loss to the Astros on Tuesday. A corresponding move will come before Wednesday's game. Loaisiga tossed just 3 innings but kept things from escalating, allowing just 2 runs on 4 hits and 2 walks while striking out 5. Luis Severino has injured Lot. 0 hours 1 minute and 18 seconds. New York Yankees were dealt another blow with Luis Severino diagnosed with a strained lot muscle. Sweeney Moody goes through their options. The Yankees received bad news on RHP Luis Severino, as an MRI revealed a grade 2 lot strain, according to multiple reports. Severino will be shut down for 6 weeks. Severino was sent to New York on Monday after feeling some discomfort in his shoulder, manager Aaron Boone told reporters on Monday. The 25-year-old was out of the Yankees' rotation due to rotator cuff inflammation that occurred down in spring training. However, this is a new injury. This is not what the Yankees wanted to see, especially coming from a starter who signed a $40 million extension back in February. Boone noted earlier this month that he was optimistic Severino would be able to move forward with his recovery to make it back into the rotation. Now, it's unknown exactly when that is going to happen again. March 23, 2019, Tampa, Florida, USA. New York Yankees third baseman Miguel Andujar, 41, prior to the game against the Toronto Blue Jays at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Mandatory credit. Kim Clement, USA Today Sports. Kim Clement. Miguel Andujar is going to test out his shoulder on Wednesday, the Yankees' third baseman told reporters before Tuesday's game against the Astros that he plans to throw for the first time since being placed on the 10-day injured list with a small shoulder tear. Andujar said he has been feeling better and is excited to test it out and see where things stand. April 3, 2019, Bronx, NY, USA. New York Yankees pitcher Jonathan Loaisiga delivers a pitch during the first inning against the Detroit Tigers at Yankee Stadium. Mandatory credit. Gregory J. Fisher, USA Today Sports. Gregory Fisher. The Yankees will look to get back above .500 with a win over the Astros on Tuesday after they dropped the series opener Monday at 8:10 p.m. Yankees notes DJ LeMahieu has 2 hits in 12 at-bats against Houston starter Jarrett Cola from their time in the National League together. He enters the game with the American League's second-highest batting average, .406. Brett Gardner is 1 for 2 off Cole with a triple. Click here to follow via SNY Gameday September 21, 2018, Street. Lewis, Mo, USA. San Francisco Giants starting pitcher Madison Bumgarner, 40, pitches during the first inning against the St. lose Cardinals at Busch Stadium. Mandatory credit, Jeff Curry. USA Today Sports. Jeff Curry, the Yankees gave a troubling update on injured ace Luis Severino on Monday, with manager Aaron Boone saying Severino didn't feel right while long tossing and has been sent back to New York for a second MRI. Severino, whose first MRI revealed right rotator cuff inflammation but no structural damage, was not expected to return until May. Now, that timeline will almost certainly be pushed back. If the Yankees get good news after the MRI, Severino will likely be cleared to resume his throwing program. If they get bad news, it'll be a different story. Either way, it's fair to believe the Yankees should be looking to bolster their rotation with the uncertainty surrounding Severino. Here are 5 options, though only one might be available immediately. Last September, the Yankees finalized their plans to commemorate the Stonewall Uprising, a seminal event in the history of LGBTQ rights. On Tuesday, the team formally announced the details. The Yankees Stonewall Scholars Initiative, which the team unveiled in September, will award a $10,000 scholarship to give graduating high school seniors from each of New York's 5 boroughs for the students to fulfill their educational and career goals. At Yankee Stadium on Wednesday, a panel consisting of representatives from the New York City Department of Education, Stonewall Inn and New York Yankees Foundation will begin narrowing the application pool from 25, 5 from each borough. New York Yankees starting pitcher Masahiro Tanaka pitches against the Houston Astros in the first inning at Minute Maid Park. Thomas Shea, USA Today Sports. Yankees RHP Masahiro Tanaka agreed with manager Aaron Boone's decision to take him out and go to the bullpen with a 2-run lead despite having thrown only 78 pitches through 6 innings. "I think that was the right timing," Tanaka told reporters through an interpreter after Zach Britton and Adam Ottavino combined to allow 3 runs, 4 hits and 2 walks in 2 innings as the Yankees lost to the Astros 4-3 at Minute Maid Park. New York Yankees starting pitcher Masahiro Tanaka is joined on the mound by teammates against the Houston Astros in the 6th inning at Minute Maid Park. Thomas Shea, USA Today Sports. Chris Carelli, SNY TV Twitter. About me, archives. The Yankees launched 7 home runs, beating the Orioles 15-3 at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Greater than box score. 5 things to know about Monday's game. 1. Domingo German was in control from the outset of this game, after allowing 5 walks in his first outing, in which he didn't allow a base hit until a 1-out single in the 6th inning. German's final line 6 IP, 2H, 2R, 2BB and 3K, is one which will make it easy for the Yankees to keep him in the rotation while Luis Severino remains on the injured list. Luis Severino suffers setback 0 hours 1 minute and 34 seconds. New York Yankees. Luis Severino is headed to NY to get a new MRI on his injured shoulder. This is a big blow to a depleted Yankees rotation. Yankees RHP Luis Severino will undergo an MRI on his shoulder after feeling discomfort, manager Aaron Boone told reporters on Monday. Severino, who has yet to pitch this season due to rotator cuff inflammation, has been dealing with the injury since March 5. GM Brian Cashman said last month that Severino would return sometime in May as a best-case scenario. March 28, 2019, Bronx, NY, USA. New York Yankees starting pitcher Masahiro Tanaka, 19, pitches against the Baltimore Orioles during the 2nd inning at Yankee Stadium. Mandatory credit, Brad Penner. USA Today Sports. Brad Penner. The Yankees, coming off a 3-game sweep of the Orioles, head to Houston for a 3-game series against AL West powerhouse Astros starting on Monday at 7:10 p.m. Yankees notes, Gary Sanchez is hitting cleanup on Monday fresh off his 3-home run game against the Orioles. He has 6 home runs this season which are tied for the AL lead. DJ LeMahieu is 12 for 28.429, which is the 6th best average in the majors between players with at least 20 at-bats. Greg Bird gets the start at first on Monday. He is 1 for 3 against Justin Verlander with the lone hit being a home run. Click here to follow VSNY Game Day. New York Yankees outfielder Estevan Florial during the Arizona Fall League All-Star Game at Surprise Stadium. Mark J. Robles, USA Today Sports, Chris Carelli, SNY, TV Twitter, About Me, archives every Monday. We'll be taking a look at how the Yankees' top prospects, their MLB.com Yankees top 10 rankings are in parenthesis, are faring. Esteban Florial, of Double A Trenton, number 1, ETA 2021 Florial, 21, despite missing a majority of the 2018 season, sits atop the Yankees' prospect rankings. He continues to ride the upside his 5-tool ability, though he is getting to the stage where the results on the field will begin to matter more. July 16, 2015, Toronto, Ontario, Cuba shortstop Yorbis Baroto, 35, is congratulated by manager Roger Machado, 61, after hitting a 2-run home run in the 8th inning against Nicaragua during the 2015 Pan Am Games at Ajax Pan Am Ballpark. Mandatory credit, Tom Scherbowski, USA Today Sports, Tom Scherbowski. The Donald Trump administration is seeking to overturn a Barack Obama-era deal between Major League Baseball and Cuba, the result of which would lead to it becoming harder for Cuban players to come play in the United States. According to NBC News, anytime you are talking about baseball and politics, it's a very sensitive subject. But I just feel bad for those young ball players, who are probably not going to have the same chance to play here, Yankees closer Aroldis Chapman said through an interpreter, according to the New York Daily News. Christy Ackert. It's definitely difficult for a lot of Cuban players playing at this level here in the States. The way we got here it was tough, to say the least. New York Yankees starting pitcher Domingo German delivers a pitch during the first inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Tommy Guillogan, USA Today Sports, Yankees RHP Domingo German threw 6 strong innings, taking a no-hitter into the 6th inning in Sunday's 15-3 victory over the Orioles at Camden Yards. The key today was to mix my pitches and be unpredictable out there, try to use my changeup in a way that they weren't expecting it, German said, according to MLB.com's Brian Hoke. That's something I worked on in between starts. It worked out very well for me today. New York Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez hits a 2-run home run in the 8th inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Tommy Guillogan, USA Today Sports, Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez needed 92 at-bats in 21 games last season to hit 6 home runs. He needed 60 fewer at-bats this season. Sanchez hit 3 home runs in Sunday's 15-3 win over the Orioles to move into a tie with the Dodgers' Cody Bellinger for the MLB lead and take sole possession of the American League lead. April 7, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA, New York Yankees left fielder Clint Frazier, 77, celebrates with third baseman Gio Urshela, 29, after his second-inning solo home run against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Tommy Guillogan, USA Today Sports, Tommy Guillogan, Chris Carelli, SNY, TV Twitter, About Me, archives. The Yankees launched 7 home runs, beating the Orioles, 15-3, at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Greater than box score. 5 things to know about Sunday's game. 1. Domingo German was in control from the outset of this game, after allowing 5 walks in his first outing, in which he didn't allow a base hit until a 1-out single in the 6th inning. German's final line 6 IP, 2H, 2R, 2BB and 3K, is one which will make it easy for the Yankees to keep him in the rotation while Luis Severino remains on the injured list. April 7, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA, New York Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez, 24, hits a 2-run home run during the 3rd inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Tommy Guillogan, USA Today Sports, Tommy Guillogan, Yankees catcher Gary Sanchez had already shown off his power in the young season. On Sunday against the Orioles, though, he took it to another level, drilling 3 home runs and plating 6 runs, in 3 swings. Gary Sanchez has become the American League home run leader. pic.twitter.com/HLGJ44DVDF February 17, 2019, Tampa, Florida, USA, New York Yankees starting pitcher Luis Severino, 40, throws during spring training at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Mandatory credit, Butch Dill. USA Today Sports. Butch Dill, injured Yankees ace Luis Severino, who is progressing in a deliberate way as he works his way back from rotator cuff inflammation, is still not ready to throw from the mound, manager Aaron Boone said Sunday, according to The Athletic's Lindsay Adler. Adler noted that the Yankees will let Severino decide when he's ready to progress to throwing from the mound. Boone said earlier this month that he is optimistic Severino will take the next step soon, with that step being graduating from a long tossing to the next phase of rehab. Severino took his first big step toward a return on March 20 when he threw on flat ground. March 6, 2019, Tampa, Florida, USA. New York Yankees left fielder Clint Frazier, 77, smiles as he works out prior to the game against the St. Louis Cardinals at George M. Steinbrenner Field. Mandatory credit, Kim Clement. USA Today Sports. Kim Clement. The Yankees go for a 3-game sweep of the Orioles on Sunday at 1:05 p.m. Yankees notes in an American League where many expected contenders are struggling, the Red Sox are 2-8, the Astros are 4-5, the Yankees' 6-run differential is the 4th best. The Yanks enter the day 1.5 games behind the Rays for first place in the AL East. Click here to follow via SNY Game Day April 6, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. New York Yankees right fielder Aaron Judge, 99, hits a 2-run home run during the 3rd inning against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Tommy Gilligan. USA Today Sports. Tommy Gilligan, Chris Carelli, SNY TV Twitter. About me, archives. The Yankees beat the Orioles 6-4 at Oriole Park at Camden Yards on Saturday night. Greater than box score. 5 things to know about Saturday's game. 1. Trying to make up for a poor first start of the season, J.A. Happ hurled just 4.1 innings of 2-run ball. Happ allowed 5 hits, walked 2 and struck out 5. He got stronger as the game moved along, only having trouble with Trey Mancini, homer and a double, along the way. Unfortunately, that was enough for Yankees manager Aaron Boone to remove the left-hander when Mancini stepped to the plate for the 3rd time in the 5th inning. Happ is being relied on to log innings and he has failed to do so thus far this season. New York Yankees right fielder Aaron Judge runs to first base after hitting a 2-run single against the Baltimore Orioles during the 4th inning at Yankee Stadium. Vincent Carcietta. USA Today Sports. Through the first 7 games of the new season, a few Yankees launched their first homers over the fence. But the team's most prolific power hitter in Aaron Judge didn't collect one despite collecting some hits early on, that is until Saturday night. In his first at-bat against Dylan Bundy, Judge went to deep center field to tack on his first of many homers to come this season. April 4, 2019, Baltimore, Maryland, USA. New York Yankees shortstop Gleyber Torres, 25, is greeted by base coach Phil Nevin, 88, while rounding the bases after hitting solo home run against the Baltimore Orioles at Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Mandatory credit, Mitch Stringer. USA Today Sports. Mitch Stringer. The Yankees look to beat the Orioles again on Saturday at 7:05 p.m. Yankees game notes. Though James Paxton got off to a bad start, the Yankees offense picked up the slack. Gleyber Torres became the youngest player in Yankees history to go 4 for 4 or better since Derek Jeter, and was the 4th youngest player to have 4 hits and 4 RBI in a game since 1920. He went 4 for 4 with 2 homers. Gary Sanchez also went deep on Thursday, moving his home runs to 3 on the early season. Luke Voit broke out of a slump with a 3-run homer to extend the Yankees' lead to 8 as well. March 28, 2019, Seattle, Washington, USA. Boston Red Sox starting pitcher Chris Sale, 41, walks back to the mound after surrendering a 2-run home run to Seattle.